Hello, my beautiful friends. Hello. All right, so I haven't really had time to write this since this morning, and I have some stuff coming in. So, shake yourself awake. And I did write about that this morning, but more is coming in about how many of us have fallen back asleep, believing that we are awakened. The illusion here runs deep, and let me tell you that our belief is being, manipulated, or however you want to think about it. So, the other thing that keeps coming in is energy work, energy hygiene. It's the get back to basics. I remember when I first started to awaken, I learned all about energy basics, cleansing, protection. And I'm going to be real. I've been very lackadaisical with that, with the physical aspects of it, relying more on the energetic. Instead of actually lighting a white candle, I will imagine a white candle, or, instead of actually setting my perimeter, I will set my perimeter energetically. And it has worked up until, of course, there's a train. I'm practicing my patience. Anyway. Oh boy. I like blocking the whole place. Anyway. So, I haven't been setting my perimeter like I usually do in the physical. It's all been energetic. And typically that has worked. But what the reminder was today is to get back to basics. Long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engines. Okay, I'm going to be here a minute. So, get back to basics. What does it mean to set your space? How do you set your space? How do you set protections? Do you need to? It's like getting down to the basics of that. A lot of people use salt. There's various different methods depending on your belief system, your ancestry. Some people do herb clearing with smoke. Other people use sage. Some people use Palo Santo. There's all different things that you can burn to purify the space. Then there's also different oils and whatnot that also have medicinal and magical properties depending on and that's what I would recommend, honestly. There's also been a big call out from my ancestors and in other people that I've been talking to, also having the ancestors call. So look into your ancestry and see what your ancestry calls for. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that we have actual physical body ancestors. We have our own past lives. We have our own knowing. We have our cosmic connections. We may be, like I live in the U.S. right now, but I've lived in other places. I can draw on all of that past knowledge to, put into practice now. This is the reason why I have such a hard time with the concept of people smacking hands for gatekeeping, for different cultures and whatnot, because I might believe different than a lot of people, but I think we have been those things. And if we are called, from within us to use something, I think that's the way to go, right? Find out what works for you. Black salt, using water to cleanse, salt, or on the front stoop all around your property. You can also use, if you're called to use sage, burn and walk your perimeter and set your perimeter, set the intention that nothing that is in your, that nothing that is not in your best and highest good will cross. And then also, that's just that part of it. Then we also have our physical body, where we are being asked to, take salt baths or salt showers, or, do an energetic cord cutting. I do that daily, but I interact with a lot of people. Or people read my things and there's usually a backlash. There's things you can do if you are a writer or you have videos to stop that backflow of energy coming back when somebody is reading or watching your things. Pay attention and put those things in place. Okay, it's worth it. I'm trying to think what else. So for me, what kept coming in, I was actually at a casino this week, and I don't go there often, but I was at one, and I remember sitting there and I could feel the lull, and my team reminded me of in Percy Jackson when they showed up, and I forget the name of that casino, but it was that place where all the lights and, it was just completely fascinating, and they got sucked in, and they got sucked in for way longer than they had meant to stay there. And if I remember correctly, some of them didn't leave. So, we can become hypnotized by these things meant to entertain us. And just, there's something with the frequencies in general. I know, the Schumann has been off the wall. Just crazy. It's like whitewash, like white everywhere. And then, we have not been having as many solar flares, but we have all of this, mainly from Mother Earth herself, this intensity. And we are changing. And I know people keep talking about all these timelines, and timelines are always changing. But what's happening is that our environment is changing, and we have got to acclimate. That's why this has been somewhat of a slow process. I would call it slow. Those of us that have been paying attention, if you've been awakening since around 2016, you know what I mean. These intense times used to come in waves, and then they would calm down, and it would be okie dokie, hunky dory, right? And we would integrate that, and then the next one would come in. We are not having the break in between anymore. And if we are, it is barely anything. And so if you're one of these people that is used to, running energy through you for the collective, you tap into the collective, empaths, all of that, man, you've got to shake yourself awake right now. Seriously. And do what feels good. But you got to get up. If you are tired, I understand the need to rest. But at a certain point, you need to push that dense energy off of you, back to source. Push it up, because that's what we are. We're conduits. Move that energy and you will feel better. I know I had a really hard time last night. I didn't know I had a hard time. I woke up this morning and I felt sick. I felt 100%, oh no, am I getting sick? I'm so tired. After I just slept all night, I didn't even wake up. And then I get up in the, I get up in the morning at 7 o'clock. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I didn't want a cup of coffee. I didn't feel good. So I went up and I got some hot lemon water, pounded it, and then went back to bed. And I woke up to a phone call at 10:30. It was my friend Kathy. She's like, "What is going on with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm still sleeping." And she's like, "Push it off. Push it off of you." I was all tangled up in such density that it was very worrisome. Like, what was that going to mean for me? So, pay attention. Pay attention to that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for the collective. We are no longer entertaining that martyrdom consciousness. It's just important to know how you're feeling. How am I feeling right now? Am I really sick? Or am I so deeply entrenched in the collective energy of, density? A lot of people have been really angry. The divisiveness is unbelievable. All of these fake things that people are believing in, all of these me against you, us against them, they're right, you're not right, all of that. I'm not saying that there's not, there is positive and negative in the world. I'm not saying that, but consider that the positive is constructive and the negative is destructive. And sometimes we have to entertain that negative, destructive energy, chaos, in order to break free from the structures in place currently that are trying to control us. So, well-being is the absolute top of the list. Whatever that means for you, but usually for me, obviously staying hydrated, especially if you're doing a lot of energy work, moving your body, eating nutritionally dense food, because here's the thing, you're probably not wanting to eat very much right now, or it's like really on and off, like for me. And I do not feel good when I eat processed food. Pay attention to how your body feels when you eat things and adjust accordingly. Move your body. Stagnation is one step closer to death. No joke. Check out your clothes. Make sure you're not like wearing polyester and all of these things that also are messing with your frequency and your vibration. They are lowering it, making you more susceptible to, I would call it, these mind attacks. Yeah, for real. Make sure you're getting enough sleep every night. If you notice all of a sudden you're going way over, that's when you got to shake yourself awake. But if that means yoga nidra, meditation, that's the other thing, meditation. So what my friend Kathy and I, we've noticed what really shakes people out of this: meditation, getting outside in nature, like turning off your phone, turning off the TV, get outside, be around trees. I got trees all around me right now. I'm at home. Trees, get outside on the grass, put your feet in the grass. Oh no, hummingbird in my garage. Dance. Break free from this sterility. It's really important right now. And if you are having trouble, message me. If you are stuck, because a lot of energy workers, a lot of light workers, a lot of people that have these very, very important roles to play in this ascension happening here, are stuck. They are asleep. They are entrenched in density. And